Season 1, Episode 8 of The Clone Wars, which you are reviewing week to week. So if you haven't seen those episodes, go back, catch up. We are going through in release order, and that is the final time I will be saying this. What did you think?
Do you know what? I just think it's a lot of fun, and I can't get out of my head what you told me last week about Jar Jar being evil, and I'm terrified.
Going through the whole episode, particularly when he's got that hood on, because when you look at him with those, he's got Sith eyes, isn't he? He's got yellow Sith eyes.
He has.
That is the thing above everything else that makes me believe that theory. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, for an alien creature to have Sith eyes, you don't necessarily think twice about it, do you?
No.
We should go and watch and look at the other Gungans and see if they have Sith eyes too.
That's true. Do they have yellow eyes?
We will be back with this next week.
Yeah, Misa loved this episode.
Did you?
Yeah, Misa loved it. I just love the whole slapstick of I love that the two most annoying characters are together in this episode. You've got C3PO and Jar Binks. And it's just a slapstick of somehow, magically Jar Jar's getting himself out of these scenarios while stumbling through. I always like those kind of characters that are stumbling along and somehow... they
hit a button and
yeah.
And at the end, everyone's like, "You were very brave, Jar Jar." It's like,
yeah, exactly.
I love that. First off, it's ballsy to be like, we're going to bring Jar Jar into the show. We're going to give him full episodes. Do you know what I mean? We know people hated him in the prequels, but screw it. Nothing in the prequels is a thing to be ashamed of in the Clone Wars.
Also, kids love Jar Jar.
Kids do love Jar. And do you know what I mean? It's like we're taking all these things and just giving them new spins, or we're doing more interesting stories with them. It's rather than saying oh, that stuff sucked, let's throw it out. Rise Skulker. So, and I did also like that within seconds of Jar Jar appearing in the episode, he fucks something up. He sends the ship on the wrong course. Yeah. It's like, okay, just to signal to the audience, this is not going to be some sort of rebooted Jar Jar that's really competent. No, we've got the classic Jar Jar here. He's going to screw things up. I did like the slapstick comedy, as you say, but I also think, again, what all these episodes are doing to surprise me is it's wrapped up in quite an interesting scenario of Padme lands on the planet, it's an old friend, and the old friend's like, well, the Republic haven't given us any food. We've been asking desperately, and you're not delivering. And she's like, oh, it's supposed to be coming. It's like, well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I've joined the Separatists because they promised me food. Do you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with that we're not friends or that the Separatists are evil. It's just I need to feed my people. And seeing the leader kind of realise, oh, I've been tricked, and now I need to save Padme because she's my friend. I thought it was a nice little mini redemption arc in a 20-minute episode from a character we've never seen before.
Absolutely.
So you've got all these fun hijinks for the kids, but also you've got, oh, here's this actual scenario that would definitely have happened during the Clone Wars, which means that it's not always black and white, it's moral grey.
Absolutely. It's exactly what's going on in the world today, smaller smaller systems who have less are forced to make awful decisions just to survive.
And of course there's incentives to join the Separatists.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not just, they have red cloaks, they have black cloaks, so...
Yeah, no, it's literally I have to feed my people, I have to make this decision.
I just like that it expands on the universe. I like how every episode is kind of giving you... that's what I like about this Clone Wars, is kind of okay, yeah, it's not really giving you this wider arcing story necessarily, but you're getting more details about the world and what's going on in different parts of the galaxy and how they're affected by everything that's happened in the movies and everything. And it just gives you a different perspective to watch the movies in it. And I think that's what's been great about these Clone Wars, is that every time I can go back and watch the prequels, I've got a new lens to look at it through. And I think that's kind of where the magic of the show lies. And
it even reminds you of things in the prequels that you're like, oh yeah, that motivation makes sense. When Jar Jar discovers the Jedi robe in the ship to save Padme, and he's like, oh, where's this come from? And C3PO instinctively is like, I don't know. And it's like, of course C3PO would lie for Padme because they have a bond, and he was at the wedding. He knows that as a Jedi, Anakin shouldn't be doing it. So even though he's the protocol droid that everyone makes fun of, he's keeping a catastrophic secret. I thought that was really lovely. And that's, again, it's something that you don't get in the prequels. Do you know what I mean? You see that C3PO's at the wedding, but then it's over, isn't it? You don't get to see how he feels about it or whether he'd be willing to keep that secret. But then you see in this episode, oh no, he cares about Padme and Anakin so much that he's willing to lie. And it's not something he does often, is it?
No,
I think the whole series is a really clever concept because there's only so much you can tell in 3 movies. So to go like, we're going to animate it so we have like no CGI issues and we have like so much scope to do stuff. We're going to tell all these 20-30 minute stories, which adds up to so much screen time. I just think it's a really clever idea.
Yeah, by the time we're done, these prequel characters will have these versions of them we will have seen more of than the prequels, won't we?
Yeah.
I love the design of the planet as well.
Yeah,
like it's so alien, and even just things like, you know, like you're looking at a shot of the sky and like they've made the sky all like green and otherworldly. It's like that's all you need.
Yeah,
and that's all you need to do really in the live action movies. Sometimes I detest a little bit when we go to like, oh, here's another nondescript desert that's a new planet, but it looks like Jakku, which looks like Tatooine. It's like just add something in to make it a little bit different. Like if you just greened the sky, or do you know what I mean? Just made it look a little bit more otherworldly. That would be great. I've said otherworldly so much on this podcast, so much.
The title should just be Clone Wars is otherworldly. That's it.
The otherworldly drinking game episode. Just
to take a shot every time we say otherworldly.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
What
you
were
ruined
you
my
say?
point with otherworldly. Never mind, say something else, come back to me.
Was it a worldly point or an otherworldly point?
Oh, it was about, I found it really funny, the, like, cultural differences that they showed. So, like, Jar Jar was like, I'm a swamp dweller too. I can, like, communicate with these people. And then was like, nope, this is a very different swamp.
Yeah.
So I loved that.
I like that as well, that the big giant fish monster thing, you know, he becomes friends with it.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
Sense.
I love that. Because it was the perfect misdirect of, he's getting away, not likely. Shoots the proton speeder or whatever. It's following him underwater. You see the monster that's been chasing him, and you think, oh, well, he's going to eat it. Obviously, you cut away, you cut back. No, he saved Jar Jar, and now Jar Jar's giving him a little kiss. They're friends. Like, but that is what Star Wars is about to me. Do you know what I mean? It's not about death and destruction. It's about love and cooperation.
Yes,
and like
exactly.
That little moment there shows to me that the show gets the very essence of what Star Wars needs to be, and it's very exciting going forward because, you know, I think it's only going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, definitely.
And like these episodes I've seen from some of the comments, like last week, you know, like we quite enjoyed those droid episodes.
People saying they're rubbish, weren't
People
they?
saying, they're some of the weakest
worst
episodes.
ones, yeah.
Which could just mean that they're the weakest. You know, something's got to come last. Doesn't mean they're necessarily terrible.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I hope we've got more interesting stuff to come. And you know what? I could do with some more Jar Jar episodes because I did like, as you say, like, you know, what I mean, that kind of like that duck suit kind of slapstick, like, oh well, I've gone down the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a nice it's a nice break from the very serious and like heart-wrenching Jedi stories.
Yeah, no, it's nice to just be like, oh, C3PO and R2D2, C3PO and Jar Binks, what do they do when all the competent people are away and Padme needs some help?
Exactly.
Oh, also, shout out to Padme being in her episode 2 outfit. Awesome.
Fantastic.
I like that's just like her battle outfit.
Padme is just so cool. Revenge of the Sith makes me so angry.
Why?
Because she's just reduced to just a baby carrier, and it just...
I understand that, but like the cool stuff she was doing in this episode, like flipping around and shooting and shit, like she ain't gonna do no shooting and shit when she's pregnant.
I mean, she can like there are still women who do like ballet classes and go on runs when they're pregnant. Like, you can still, you're not bedridden when you're pregnant.
But like realism is unrealistic in Hollywood. Do you know what I mean? Like just because those things can happen in real life, I think audiences would be like, why is she running around flipping?
She's also just whiny as well in Revenge of the Sith. I don't like Revenge of the Sith Padme. I think it's entirely different from the other Padmes we've seen.
But I kind of think that's what George was maybe thinking about, Mr. Georgie boy, old Lucas, was that, you know, he gave Padme like all this action stuff to do in the second one, in Attack of the Clones, and I feel like that was in preparation for the fact that, you know, in this third one she was going to be more bedridden, I guess.
But because you always knew, because of the timeline, that she'd have to spend the third one pregnant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I get that, but like...
So you're inherently limited in terms of the physicality of the character.
Yes, but we've got like old dudes like flipping around and fighting, and we believe
they've
that.
got the Force, haven't they?
Well...
That is different, because like Padme doesn't have the Force, so it's like, if she had, no, don't get me wrong, if a pregnant Jedi had the Force, that'd be a different story.
Yeah,
I'd be absolutely fine with her doing things.
Definitely.
I think she should have done more, because, you know, it's not until like you're very pregnant that you actually can't really do stuff.
But she is very pregnant. She's got days left.
Like at the end.
She gives birth at the end of the movie. I will not accept this Revenge of the Sith slander.
I love Revenge of the Sith.
I've got a feeling this is going to crop up again.
Padme. It upsets me. But